decent amount of setup with that. And we'll just get the Rakan from Carrier. I feel like the Rise group, I feel like their drafts are a lot more chaotic.
So there's a lot of signs in the audience that are just like, please, KT, please. Just really big emphasis on the begging them to step up tonight and see if they can manage an upset up against T1 in the Telecom War.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Good moves from Dogdam and Peter, matching up well into Guma and Carrier already in the silly lane matchup. I think one of the things as well with Rakan is that if you start to fall behind, I think KT's super happy. You know, top lane, bit behind in farm, but if that's all the only sort of hit, and now actually they're looking for a play mid onto Faker. Peter has flash.
Yeah, they're gonna go in onto this one, but this is underneath the turret. He takes 2 turret shots. And yeah, Peter's just dead. They're gonna give that kill over to Faker. As Faker says, you know, my flash for your life, I'll take that. Bottom lane, obviously, the CS diff is pretty big, but as we know here in Legend Group, it's trying to bait here, I believe, is Faker, but he's taking a lot of damage as now Shockwave does come in. Flash from Cuz, he wants that kill. He's not gonna get it though as the peel comes through from Carrier. But here comes the wall, and now Faker's in a ton of trouble. BDD takes him down. A very nicely timed wall to just get in, make sure he secures the kill.
Yeah.
With what they do with their leads. So something to look out for. Faker is just taking insane amounts of damage. He's gonna avoid those rocks, but actually knocks BDD farther in. Gets the shield though, is outstepping everything, but eventually BDD just outplays him. He got that first bit of burst damage, and although BDD did miss quite a lot, he was still able to finish off the kill.
But it looked scary because there was a moment where, you know, things didn't start to connect. That initial play was really big. Then Faker started to find an angle. He's sidestepping. The Shockwave moves into the side. He sidesteps again. This is when it starts to get a bit scary. But again, his flash is just not available. And that flash still being available for BDD means you can't always flash to get that final bit of damage.
Just keeping his hands warm.
Oh, he just had flash.
Yeah, ghost in from Peter. Very scary. Now we got a Talia from the top side, but oh, he's not gonna flash. It just takes a ton of damage, and now Faker's just dead. Elects to save his flash, and that's gonna give yet another kill over to BDD, who is 3-0. Look, I mean, he sees Guma, he goes kill.
Oh,
That's what he does. Guma doesn't get to play the game. We got a Hextech Soul on the way. Double Dragon here for KT to start off. It's now perfect. It looks like he might be a little bit of trouble, but we have some help from the team is coming up here. We even have a TP as well from the side of T1, and they will secure this kill. Saw the rotation was coming in from Peter and from Duckdom, even BDD as well, but not able to get there on time.
Faker very patient with the Shockwave because he didn't want him to be able to potentially TP out. Oh, not again.
He just keeps hitting those. BDD just cannot miss today. But there's a lot of minions here. It's gonna be kind of cleaned up. Faker gets a shield. One more rock could do it, but comes in and saves him with the heal. And Faker is just running circles around him now, but has been terrorized for the entire game. Finally gets his revenge. With the help of his team is now trying to deny the eye, but it is going to be KT that get in, take it away, and pick up the eye.
Trying to save it again here, I think backfired, because I think if he flashed to hit the boulder, it's this one here that comes in a second. This boulder, if he'd flashed to hit that, I think he's just dead. But he waited till after, then realized, oh, maybe I have to flash here, and then it was too late.
Fans are going crazy.
A bit of the back foot earlier in this game.
Yeah, KT trying to set up another fight here. They're down 1,000 gold. They don't want to go too deep, though. You could see they don't get that initial pick. Now it's just a bit of a scrum. Here comes BDD getting on in. A massive knockback again. This guy just can't miss today, but Owner, another guy who can't seem to miss nowadays, is going to frontline for the team. Duckdom just has to stand and fire, and he will survive for quite a long time as one more shot gets it done from Guma, but he will pay with his life. Meanwhile, on the right side, T1 win that part of the fight. BDD still alive, but they would love to take out this Talia, and they finally do it. The burst comes out from Faker. And it will be T1 winning this fight in a massive fashion. 1 for 4. Looks like we did have a little bit of a skirmish down on the bottom side. And guess who's being targeted again? BDD gets in, but this time the flash is available for Faker, and he's going to use it aggressively to try to set up this kill. One more auto will do it. You see, Carrier didn't want to take it, but he will in the end. And now they just keep on going for Faker. It's not nearly as successful as it was in the early game. And they're getting punished for it. KT, I feel like they're being pulled into T1's game, and it's not looking good for them.
Just keep him there.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna go?
You don't need to kill him. You can just delay the back until the dragon spawns. Meanwhile, Ducktom just dying.
Yeah, Peter realizes
Caught out.
he's being kept there, so he runs into the tower. Faker does kill him. Game is just so valuable. We've seen Redemption rush so often. The carrier has it here, and Peter has opted not to go for it. Yeah, this was a bit of a...
You got teleported on by Rakan. Like, what is she gonna do?
Yeah, I think he was going for the Herald to escape.
Yeah.
A bit unfortunate. Oh, might have found Faker.
Dang, nice shockwave, but he is in a lot of trouble. BDD gets in again, and BDD is relentless. He's like, okay, didn't work a couple of times, I'm going in again. He's got 5 kills. The only person on the team who has kills is BDD. Looking for more. You see T1 always looking to skirmish. That's going to be the Aurora all down. Gets in, gets out, straight into the arms of the Corki.
Okay, this is big. Oh,
wait, no! He's going the wrong way! And, well, yeah, he's just dead.
He messed up the portal there. I think maybe
did,
took
yeah.
some damage, or I don't know specifically what he did, but obviously he did not do what he hoped to. Owner and Carrier, a bit overextended here.
Yeah, they also took the portal not the correct way. This time, Carrier's going to get out. And he's a big reason why they're in this game.
Okay, they've played out the vision well. This is really good for that comp. Carrier's looking for a flank, though.
All right, trying to go all in on a Faker. It's not quite going to work out. BDD trying to turn now onto the left side, going to take out Guma, and they will take that absolutely. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of this fight, it looks like Cuz is in a bit of trouble. He'll be taken out, and Faker wasting a lot of Perfect's time as the rest of the backline is just being torn to shreds by the rest of T1. And look at Owner, level 16, red buff, Xin Dao full health, and Doran as well, very similar. Okay, with the TP you mentioned, it's a very fast Rumble getting on in there. And Owner actually is going to back away. Doesn't want to die just yet. He's going to keep it leashed, though. Here comes BDD. He's the only one with Smite. They just got to do the damage to it as the Smites do come down. And a big fight coming in, actually, as down will go the Rumble. Owner in a bit of trouble. And now Doran just trying to hop away. Ducktom bleeding and gets taken out by the Aurora.
Such a clutch play from T1. They get the dragon. They trade evenly in those kills on the back end.
Feels like it's been this way for the last like 10, 15 minutes. The same game where we're just like waiting on a tightrope, waiting for that next objective. Oh, the double jump comes in! BDD! He wants to carry this game, and he might have just done it, but the peel is coming in. Peter goes down, but they took out Owner, and he's really the big man on campus. Big shockwave does come down for Faker. He's going to flash away the kiting of Orianna, and Jin is quite strong. Oh, the interrupt from the side of Carrier is nearly going to keep them alive. And it's at least going to peel for the team. Flashes on in, and it's not quite going to work as Carrier takes huge amounts of damage. Ducktom, one, big one, and the sniper from the side of KT will net them the Hextech Soul.
And that's the thing, it has been the same story for the last 10 minutes.
Everybody's going to really struggle to find engage angles. You know, like Carrier's like, okay, I'm going to engage, guys. Wait, I'm walking at 25% of my speed, you know. Doesn't really make it easy for T1. And it gives incredible control over to KT. As they are taking their time with this one, that's going to be the Solar Flare right on top of Carrier, but in goes Peter, and down will go Peter, but still at the same time, it's 2 kills here for the side of KT. And now Owner, nowhere for him to go. So hard to play into the Trundle. As another knockback does come through. And we do have the GA here for Owner. Actually nearly kills BDD somehow. And now it's Faker's turn. He doesn't have the flash. Doran doesn't have his flash anymore as he just used it. And it's just so difficult to get away from them. So many low health bars, actually. Incredibly low, but we have a TP coming back in. And I think with that and the Baron, they should be able to end.
Yeah, Doran not going to be able to do anything against 4 members of KT. He'll give it a go. Let's see if he can do what Shiwu didn't pull off the defense.
Yeah, I just think with Perfect TPing back in, It's going to be a little bit too little, too late, and there you go. Not even going to touch BDD, and they have the wave coming through. KT take down T1 in game number 1.
This wasn't a game where T1 kind of... I feel like the Nongshin game that they lost, there was a lot of goofing about in that one. There really wasn't.
That was happy gaming. This was not
serious.
happy gaming.
This was a serious game. If this was a playoff game, I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, a lot of praise towards BDD, but also credit to Perfect, because I was really concerned about him going into this matchup. He handled the lane matchup well, was relevant later on top of this. I think KT probably just go, like, they could just go Kai'Sa Nort if the lane matchup's okay.
Lucian and Braum.
Yeah.
The Braum's just so good into the Nautilus. The Lucian's got a dash. And it's a great bot duo, especially in game 2s of Fearless. And Ziggs.
Yeah, I think you can go the Ziggs here because you have AD top jungle with the Ambessa and the Wukong. A lot of melees on the enemy team, a short-range composition. I think it works better than the Kai'Sa. The Kai'Sa's a bit too weak of a lane. I think the early skirmish, the global pressure from T1, set up to just take over the game. But if KT can avoid that early pressure, get to team fights, they have a ton of team fighting power, you know, and I think the Ziggs, if he gets online, he will be monstrous. And he also has the right skin, so credit to him.
The right skin and the right pick. Let's see what happens in game 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 미니언 생성까지 30.
Something to note is that you don't have a combat summon on the Ziggs because you have TP, but Guma went cleanse for the Annie. It's not really super high value. You can cleanse the Nautilus route, but it's not that valuable in lane. So as a result, it's kind of mostly about the heals, and they've both been burned. But some good trading. You know, Guma's a bit low on mana. I think KT feeling somewhat confident here.
Yeah, looks like they want to go for the trade. They're just going all in on the Pantheon as down he goes. Owner 100 to 0. And now the turn on to Guma. Feeling pretty good. He's going to have to flash
the satchel.
Mega Inferno Bomb, and yeah, the satchel gets Keria back. It gets him in range of BDD. It's 2 kills for KT. Nobody else is up here. We do have a TP for BDD. Peter is ghosting up here as well. Will they try to help him is the question. Yes, they absolutely will, but the ult from Perfect is actually perfect. Gonna get on the backside of the turret, and now he's got the peel from his team. The bear comes down and turns this fight around. Doran and Keria just running tail between legs as they can't get away. Keria just trying to sacrifice himself, but the dominoes, one by one, are falling into the hands of KT once again. And they're getting the Infernal Drake. What aren't they getting, Ox? Otacon gonna come up here, remove that pixel brush.
He did just... Oh.
It's a lot of damage going into Gumi. He has to flash forward Q! Outplayed by the Annie. Skooma did not see that damage coming. It's the Needles.
Guma experienced that in that play.
He definitely did. Keria desperate to try to take down this ward. They're gonna look for an engage, but now the turn comes in on Aguma, who doesn't have his flash anymore. Just getting brutalized once again. TP is coming in as Doran, trying to do something, immediately just evaporates. And T1 again, just having the door shut in their face at every single corner. And, you know, a lot of times in best of threes where the first game is super tight, super tense, and then it just gets blown open.
Oh!
Oh, the curved hook comes through, and Faker is going to have to flash over the wall. They are looking to continue this. Nobody else is here, so it just looks like he is donezo. Oh, okay, little taunt, little chance here. And another hook comes through, and the extension on the Wukong as well. It's now Perfect's like, you want to dive me? You're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna take you down.
So, initially Doran's proxying here. The jump comes in from Ona, but the ult clears the wave. And I think he ends up getting aggro with
Here we go again. Owner behind enemy lines, just dead. Faker and Keria in there. Doran trying to take a 1v1 against it. Ziggs can barely do it as Faker trying to get over as well, and BDD is going to get revenge for that 100%. Q comes through, and Faker as well eventually will go down. Just wasting their time. And KT are just running the map right now.
I do think also, I mentioned it earlier, but the Oblivion Orb, earlier Oblivion Orb pickups, it's a really good item for Ziggs. He's really good at applying at Ziggs is.
Yeah.
Better if you have like a dot item.
Okay, well.
That was a misclick, I believe.
Yeah.
Direction. Maybe a little jump scare from the invisible Wukong, but wow.
Yeah. Light Fire Torch first.
But still really good. And perfect.
He just keeps going in, and this time, no, he's going to be totally fine. The follow-up comes in from Peter and from BDD. And even with all these damage dealers on the side of T1, yes, the one kill goes over to the Gwen. But they're taking the Otacon while this is happening. As, yeah, just going to use the heal just to get out of dodge. He's got Ghost as well.
It's easy to think, well, okay, we made it, but then what? But taking down T1 in this manner is going to mean so much.
Well, carry on. Somebody's got to get vision, and it's going to be the Braum.
Oh, he just got exploded.
He really did. And, you know, this isn't DNF, you know, playing up against Bro, where it is possible to throw leads like this. I feel like KT in current form, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to throw this lead, as now the ult comes in. Owner just blasted away once again. Taunt comes in, but it's only on the front line. Keria is dead. Faker is also dead. KT playing as a 5-man unit as T1 run in 1 by 1.
You know, it just feels like there's nothing KG can really do to mess up fights with this much of a lead.
Perfect wants the angle. He absolutely does. He's got the TP in from BDD, but he doesn't have his ult anymore. Trying to kill Peter is the most difficult thing to do for T1 right now, and instead they're just feeding 2 kills over to Perfect. I think T1 knows it. We all know it. This game is over at this point. KT just way too far ahead. Now they have, really, it's all done but the crying here. KT just got to push in, push with the Ziggs, you know, make sure everybody's safe. The flash and the satchel away. You're not touching the Ziggs, says Duckdom. As everybody is in the meat grinder, tons of damage. Yes, was blocked by the Braum. As Ingo's perfect, maybe a little bit too deep, but he's just unkillable anyway. He got away after all of that. Just insane. And that is the power of the gigantic wallets. KT absolutely obliterating T1 in the second game, and they will take the 2-0 tonight.
Game 1 was a massive fight, a massive struggle, and a long-fought victory over T1, but Game 2 was decimation.
Albeit maybe it wasn't their best day. It was very close in the first one, and then they stopped them in the second one. As long as they stay at this form, they can challenge anyone.
And KT were able to find success. Loving to see the celebrations because they deserve to celebrate. You know, we went through such a long round 3 to 5 where we weren't getting these upsets against the top teams, and we're finally getting one.
BDD most damage in the game. I mean, he was playing Annie that got ahead, who had Malignance, etc., but still, very easy POM will go over to BDD. I just wonder if it will be unanimous or not.
I think that's what just makes it super obvious. There's going to be BDD. A lot of palm points. I think he's in that big group of people who are around 700, 800.
He is now.
Oh yeah, he is
with the
now.
700.
And I think, understandably so, he's been doing a lot of work.
There you go.
KT. Yeah, only Zeus a little bit ahead at 800, and then Chovy obviously miles ahead.
Okay. Guys, we do have the interview ready. I'm going to hand it over to Deer for the translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Deer for the POM interview translation. We are here with BDD on the side of KT Rolster. Congratulations! BDD, KT has ended the long chain of losses against T1 and took an awesome 2-0 victory and secured a spot in the playoffs on top. How do you feel? I think qualifying to the playoffs, we didn't really consider that too much or put too much thought into it, but I think it was just makes me so happy that we were able to get the 2-0 victory today. Honestly, the Legend Group's top 3 teams felt like such a huge wall to climb, and you finally broke through today. And from the draft, you took your comfort pick, so what was KT's approach today? I feel like whenever we lose consecutively against top-tier teams, we actually start losing confidence and our momentum, and the team spirit actually falls. But I think we just try to maintain our team spirit as much as we can, and I think this victory will actually carry our momentum from now on. And What did you discuss with your team? I feel like there are a lot of things that we had to really get off of our heart. So we actually got together to talk and have a heartfelt talk with each other, and I think that definitely helped. And in game one, your Talia carried the universe, is what they say. In every team fight, your skill shots were just on point. So how happy are you with your performance today? I feel like in game two, I could have. Oh, game one, I actually thought that I could have done a lot better. So honestly, it left a little bit to be desired, but you know, I'm still glad that we're able to win today. And this sign says heat wave in the low park. And in game two, the last pick you guys took was Ziggs. And of course, Dokdam is great at Ziggs, but what was the discussion during draft like? I feel like we're just trying to come up with a bot lane champion that can be a little bit better with the sustain part. So I think that's what we ended up going with. And of course, Dokdam is very good at Ziggs as well. And today, what do you think worked well? I feel like we just tried to really focus on winning our lanes and doing well during laning phase. And now that you secured 4th place of Legend Group, you are locked in for the playoffs. And you have Genji and Nongshim left, so what resolution do you have? Honestly, since we don't have to worry about the standings, I think we'll just have to focus on making sure that our performance is improving. There are so many fan signs, lots of KT fans cheering for you. What message do you have for your fans? You know, despite it being such a hot day, thank you so much for coming to cheer for us. And I hope, I'm just really glad that we were able to sort of give you that refreshing performance today. Congratulations from the bottom of our hearts again, and that's the end of the interview with BDD, and back to the space.